Stellar Blade has caused some meltdowns of epic proportions, from the graffiti controversy to all of the outfits within the game, and of course some of the censorship that Sony forced upon Shift Up. But now we have Kotaku putting out an article proving their hypocrisy once again, saying Eve is hottest when she's not revealing everything, even though in the past they have highlighted things like jiggle physics within games on male characters. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, video gaming journalism is a joke at this point. The activists within the industry do not care about gamers, about making the industry better, and ultimately, they really don't care about titles that they tear apart, and Stellar Blade has definitely been a target of their attacks over the past few months, and they feel like they got a bit of a win knowing that the game was ultimately censored in some areas. But now Kotaku has put out this article that they are getting absolutely roasted for. It says Stellar Blades, Eve is hottest when she's not revealing everything. Now, if this was just an article talking about some of their favorite outfits, it would be one thing, but instead they decide to really attack gamers and say, well, you know what, she is, close to being naked, I should specify, with some of the outfits, and those ones are just icky. I think that this is so ridiculous. If you like playing the game, or any game, with outfits that cover up the lead character more, that's perfectly fine. And if you like outfits that are skimpier, that is also perfectly fine. But to go ahead and practically attack the people who want the more revealing costumes is just pathetic. It says it's no secret that the game has been a hot topic of discussion lately, with something of a firestorm raging over Eve, a soldier who heals while slaying aliens. Some folks have been freaking out over how they feel certain outfits were, in quotes, censored, creating petitions to free Stellar Blade from the censorship gods and prudes. Sony is known for forcing developers to censor their products. I have made dozens of videos on this channel about Sony forcing censorship, and yes, Shift Up does deserve some of the blame because they were the ones who ultimately did not tell us in previews or in press releases that, hey, some of the outfits look a little bit different from the promotional material you've seen over the past few years when it comes to this game. And I do partially blame them because they were the ones who did make the changes, but it really does fall on Sony because Sony most likely forced them to censor this game, and we know that Sony has a track record of doing that. But instead of bringing up those points in this article, they basically say that it's not censored, that people are overreacting, which is absolutely ridiculous. We are not overreacting. We were promised one product, shown one product, and pre-ordered for that product, and when you do not give us all of the content that you showed in all of its skin glory and all of its cleavage glory, yes, we are allowed to criticize companies and the decisions that they made. They also said, there's one essentially that leaves her naked, so anyone hoping to see plenty of skin in this game can easily do just that. It's not about seeing Eve nude. It's about the fact that, again, we were promised one product and given another. However, I'd argue that Eve is often at her hottest when she's wearing more clothes. Ah, yes, fellow gamers, you should like censorship. Ah, yes, you should be okay with the fact that some of these outfits are changed because she is actually hotter when she is not showing clothes. These people put themselves on pedestals. They have behemoth-sized egos here saying that they know what is right and their opinion is the one that is most important. This is why people have zero respect for the Kotakus, the Polygons, the gamers, these activists who are part of the video game industry, because they put out pathetic pieces like this, and it just goes to show that they don't have consistent stances, because Levi Winslow here has posted several articles in the past, and Kotaku has also posted many articles going against the very narratives that they're pushing. This is one from not very long ago, April 23rd, 2024, so hilariously enough, Stellar Blade's release date. This horror dating sim sets a hot new standard. Come for the hot eldritch babes, stay for the emotionally resonant story about love and horror. So it's perfectly fine when we're talking about non-human characters and we're talking about creatures, but it's not okay when we're talking about a fictional lady like Eve showing a little bit of skin. We also have this one from Alyssa herself. Hades 2 is the kind of hot we need right now. Yes, I will say a lot of people liked Hades 1. I personally liked Hades 1, and there were some good character designs, but a lot of the character designs were questionable, and a lot of the ones that they're already using to promote Hades 2 have faced a little bit of backlash. But right in the picture that they use, we have a fully nude lady, but it's not okay for Eve to show a little cleavage or a little bit of her butt cheeks. And of course, we have this one, very infamous. Baldur's Gate 3 slyly adds jiggle physics for dicks and balls. And again, I am perfectly fine with this type of content being in a video game, but then there should be zero complaints about Stellar Blade and about Eve's costumes and about the decision that Shift Up made. But of course, Kotaku just wants to shill for Sony and defend them tooth and nail because, of course, they get codes and promotional material from them. But Kotaku got absolutely annihilated in their tweet from people saying things like, would you say this about a real woman? Yeah, would they? Because they probably wouldn't say that to a real woman's face. Why does Kotaku need to see dick and balls yet want female characters covered up as a woman? I think it's great to see sexual characters that happen to be women. I think it's fine to see sexualized designs and ones that highlight their femininity. That is what being a female is all about, and to show their curves is not some big negative thing. Now apply that standard to real women, bet you won't. She's hot in whatever she does, a well-designed and well-written character that doesn't play into the same rude, rough, and nihilistic archetype nor the young underdog one. She's very special, and the outfits are a great addition, but neither make or break the game. Yeah, I mean, as I've said when it comes to the censorship, I know a lot of people had said that they were not going to buy the game, they were going to boycott it, and that is totally your decision to make. I ultimately think that if you really want to play this game, it is a very good experience, but half the battle when it comes to censorship is knowing and understanding the product that you were supporting and the changes and alterations and decisions that were made with it. I'm not here to tell you to buy or to not buy something, but I will say when we have had a flood of strong, independent female characters who are rough and nihilistic, or they're young and underdogs, and they're, of course, turning into Mary Sue's, Eve really is a breath of fresh air because she is skilled, but she's not perfect. She does make mistakes. She is a flawed character who is, in my opinion, pretty well written, and it's so sad to see there be so much controversy surrounding this game. It's sad that it was censored. It's sad and pretty pathetic that we have outlets like Kotaku going and attacking an otherwise really good game because they think that their opinion is the one that matters the most. People are laughing at Kotaku saying, I don't know about that. You guys are absolutely absurd. Of course, people linking the petition as well, hashtag Free Stellar Blade. And of course, if you also want to sign the petition, it will be linked down below. And I don't think this is going to be the last absurd article we see from a outlet like Kotaku about Stellar Blade, and how dare you guys demand that she be in all of her glory when she's really hotter when she's not revealing everything, which is total and utter BS. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.